Question from the panel comes from Orlando Ramirez.
I'm going to ask you to do a little play acting with this question. Please identify the two biggest issues in Ward 5 and describe specifically how you would convince your colleagues on the council to help you address them. In other words, how would you address the council in having them support what you consider the two biggest issues?
All right, in 90 seconds, this goes to you first, Ms. Dodi Michalka.
Thank you. Definitely public safety is one of the biggest concerns. Crime is down, my fellow council members. We all know statistically crime is down in Riverside. However, my neighbors don't feel it. My neighbors feel afraid. More than 42% of my ward are senior citizens. Many of them live alone in their homes where they've lived for many years, but their neighborhood has changed drastically. They have illegal activities that they suspect and know are going on. We need to make sure that we don't cut anything from our public safety budgets so that we can always be prepared to do as much and even more to keep our community safe. Arlington is an old part of Riverside, and it probably has the most congested highways in the city. Van Buren Boulevard is a mess. It's been very painful to live through. We must have bigger solutions than just simply synchronizing lights and widening roads. We have to look at traffic as a much bigger symptom of the problem, and the problem is poor planning. We need to make sure we take care of our grade crossings, and I want to reconsider the order of some of those grade crossings for the railroads to take place. We have one very close to Arlington High School, which is dangerous for those children if something were to happen. We need to make sure we have the plans in place so that when the federal government comes forward with federal money, we are first in line to get money for the railroad crossings. And lastly, I would say that we need to urge very much that Mid-County Expressway, the Cajalco Expressway, get built as quickly as possible to alleviate traffic from our 91 and the people cutting through our neighborhoods avoiding the 91.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's very simple. It's traffic and public safety and crime. And right now there's three simple things we can do immediately. Number one is we need to make sure that all of our signals are synchronized, not just a few. The other thing that we need to make sure is that when we have a development go into place, we need to make sure that those improvements are made prior to the development starting. A great example of that is on California Monroe, that has been done before California Square will be remodeled. But ladies and gentlemen, the buck has to stop here with the local politicians. The problem with politics in America today is that the city blames the county blames the state, and the state blames the federal government. And all these different levels of government need to be working together. And as your council member in Ward 5, you will have my commitment that if I'm honored to serve you, that I will do everything in my power to fix traffic and get our roads moving again. Also, my top priority will be the safety of our neighborhoods and our families. This job does just not end when a child is on a school campus. We need to make sure that our children are safe, and they should not be preyed upon by drug dealers and gang members. And we, again, need to establish these youth accountability teams to get our kids involved. But also, we need to enforce the law. We need to make sure that drug dealers and gang members are deported and out of our country if they're here illegally.
Thank you. You have 30 seconds if you would like to rebut.
I would like to say that although my opponent sees this as a negative, I am very proud to have the endorsement and support of the Riverside police officers, firefighters, and county sheriff's associations. I believe this is just one more piece of evidence to show that people believe I can work with them, they can work with me, I can help build consensus, and I can bring solutions to our city.
Thank you. And you have 30 seconds as well, Mr.
Well, first of all, in my life, I've served hundreds of police officers and firefighters. And I have police officers and firefighters with RPD and the Riverside Fire Department that are supporting me. So we're talking about the public safety unions that are supporting my opponent, not necessarily all the rank and file police officers and firefighters. And I will tell you, there's a lot of them that are on my side.
Thank you. Let's move to our next